Hi, good day. I'm Pieter Jordaan, and today I have a special guest with me, Jayson Hersch from Currencies Direct. And he's going to tell us a little bit more about financial situations and bringing money into the country and taking money out of the country. So Jayson, welcome. Can you give us some feedback about your company and what you do and how the system works?
Yeah, perfect. Thanks for having me. So Currencies Direct. So we're a global company. So we've got a footprint across the world. And we've got a very large footprint here in South Africa. So we've got offices in our head office in Cape Town. We've got an office in Johannesburg, Durban, and we've got guys sort of looking after all the agents and
Yes.
all the attorney firms. So a lot of our work is specialized in the real estate game. So clients looking to sort of move money in and take money out. So really any sort of payments, we're payment specialists. So any money moving in or out of South Africa, that's where we sort of get involved, and we help clients sort of do it in a very simple, a very cost-effective way.
Okay, but it's not only for, I would say, property transactions. It is for anybody who wants to bring money in and out. Is that correct?
No, absolutely. So any money moving in and out of South Africa, whether it be a sort of a late estate offshore beneficiary, whether it be a real estate, whether it be imports or exports, we can assist with all of that.
All right. And what would be the benefit for a client to use your services instead of going to one of the major banks?
Very good question. So we're all aware of the banks that don't really provide the service that the client would want. And really when it comes to the exchange rates, you don't have sort of clarity on what exchange rates you can really get. So Currencies Direct, we sort of position ourselves as sort of private bankers in the foreign exchange world. So we can really hold the client's hand through the entire process. All right. So how we sort of work is we have banking partners globally. We work with Barclays, which is a well-known institution. South Africa, our banking partners are Capitec Business and Investec. So it's through those banking partners that we can quickly open up accounts for our clients and then help them move money in or out of South Africa.
Great. And tell me, even money is available. And a client would like to transfer it to South Africa. What is the time frame? What does it involve? Is there limits that you first need to get clarification from the Reserve Bank? And what is the time process around those kind of things?
Yeah, so I always say, South Africa is a bit like me and you. We love money coming in. There's not too many questions that one would ask. So in terms of time frame, we can once we sort of reach out to the clients, we simply send them a link to our online registration portal. And literally within 2-3 hours, we can have that account open and active, and they can start moving money into South Africa. The biggest questions there would be, what are the source of the funds? So, if they're moving in a lump sum for property, we'd need to know, well, where did that money come from? Is it inheritance? Did they sell a property offshore? Yeah. Is it savings? So those are the type of questions that we'll ask. But that money can move in very, very quickly. Okay,
so it's more, I think, all the red tape regarding FICA and all those scenarios, but it's always playing a role.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. No, okay, great. And if you take into account, there's a lot of fraud and scams out in the world. And maybe people will be hesitant to work with a company that they don't know. But like you said, you are a global company. How long have you been in business, and what can we give to the clients to say that their money is safe with you?
Yeah, good question. So we've been in business since 1996. So we're sort of the first of our kind where we're sort of a banking intermediary. So we're not a bank. We work through banks, and we just help people get better exchange rates. Yeah. But in terms of your question, so obviously we're highly regulated with the FCA, and We've got the highest credit rating worldwide with Dun & Bradstreet, which is the sort of credit company or credit rating company in the world. And if clients are looking for sort of more information on, our reviews and that, we got a very high Trustpilot review, and we've won the Money Age Award many times, which is the highest award in sort of the foreign exchange or money moving world.
Great. Now, like you said earlier, we all love money coming in, but there's a lot of people that is immigrating and taking money out. But you fulfill that purpose as well, or that position that the clients can contact you to do that transactions as well.
Yeah, so as I said, money coming in, very simple. It's when you're taking money out, things get a little bit more complicated. So that all depends on sort of your residency status, if you're a non-resident or if you're a South African resident. So there's two different journeys. If you're a non-resident, the biggest question they want to know is, or what they want to know is the story of your money. So when did you bring your money in? What did you do with your money? And the reason why you're taking it out. So in a property transaction, how that would work is, a client would come to Seeff and say, can you sell our property? And then that would go obviously to the attorneys, and then the property would be registered and money would be available to move out. We need to do what we call an exchange control application. Yeah. So that's just telling the South African Reserve Bank the story of your money. So you brought the funds in, we need to understand or have the paperwork showing that money came in. So if you brought euros in, transferred it into rand, we'd need that SWIFT or what we call an MT103 document. So that is sort of the key document in terms of moving money out quickly at the end of the day. Yes. So if they have that document, we can quickly do the exchange control application, tell the story, and then help them get the funds out.
Yeah, because, I can recall that it is so important at the end of the day when somebody would like to purchase a property in South Africa that they follow the correct procedures, because they might buy a property now, but in 5 years' time they want to sell it. And then there's always the story, where's the money coming from, when did you brought it in, and, yes, and all those scenarios. And if there's a proper record of that money coming in, it makes it so much easier to actually take that money out. But once you know the money that you earn in South Africa, that attracts tax and yep, all the different scenarios around that. So yeah.
No, exactly. So that's where we position ourselves as well. Is we want to have that initial conversation with clients. Whether they use us or not is up to them. But as long as they understand the process of, the as you mentioned, sort of, yes, I'm buying a property now, but in 5-10 years, what's the easiest way to get my money out? So yeah, if any of us were buying a property, say, offshore in Thailand or Vietnam or Turkey, we'd want to understand the full process before we put pen to paper. Yeah. So that's what we do, is we sit down with clients, we offer that sort of that personal service, help them understand the entire situation, so that's, when it comes to it, they fully understand the process moving forward.
All right, and then the last question is a little bit different. We always have clients that want their property to be marketed in, I would say, overseas, in Europe and America and all those kind of stuff. And everybody thinks that, they can earn a higher value for their property if one of those people is buying it. My question would be, is from your experience, how many people is currently buying, I would say, South African property from overseas? Because in my opinion, I think it is less than 1%. But you can tell me there. And mainly the focus points will be places like Camps Bay, Cape Town, Atlantic Seaboard. Those are the attractions for overseas buyers that we see. So, but what is your opinion around that?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. That we sometimes don't see the lifestyle we have in South Africa, being South Africans, and we deal with clients that they're high net worth individuals, so they can purchase anywhere in the world if they like to. And it's so beautiful to see them coming to South Africa and just absolutely falling in love with the place and purchasing properties here. So And we also sometimes have a misconception is as you mentioned, we think of internationals and we think of Camps Bay and we think of, every golf course has these internationals, but a lot of them are also, coming from countries where, they earn a good pension and they're just looking for somewhere where it's warm. They can have a good, go and walk on the beach and drink, good wine, eat good food. And South Africa sort of accommodates them beautifully for that. But sometimes it's not those individuals that are staying in those very sort of affluent areas. That's why we see the garden route as such a position so well, because it caters for all of that. So your question is, are internationals buying? I can absolutely say yes, and it's due to the lifestyle that we have. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. What we do see is people that immigrated to other countries, and now they start returning to South Africa. And and I think it is about they're missing their families, and like you said, I think in South Africa we've got this unique lifestyle, I think we've got more freedom in South Africa that we actually know, because once you get out to other countries, it's so regulated and so on. So for us as South Africans, we used to this freedom and to be creative and innovative. And so what we see is these people would immigrate, but after a while they will come back, and then they will bring their money back and purchase property within South Africa, which is a good thing because of the exchange rate. Especially in the garden route, that is a huge attraction. People will stay in Joburg for argument's sake, and then they will move overseas, work there for a few years, but when they return, they will normally come back to the garden route. This is a huge attraction, all that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jayson, thank you very much for your time. It was nice having you here. You're welcome to contact Jayson anytime. His details will be at the end of this video. Make contact with him if you have any questions, if you have any money that you would like to transfer in and out of the country. He's the man, and if you don't find him, you can contact me. I will be able to assist as well. And if you want to buy a property in the garden route, in the George area, Seeff George is always here to assist. Thank you very much and have a lovely day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.